Thank you, Susan. Now we turn to the upcoming Boston Marathon bombings trial. Today, the suspect's lawyers again asked a judge to postpone the January 5th start date. Dzhokhar Tsarnaev's defense team says they need more time to prepare, and the government hasn't handed over all documents. They claim Tsarnaev is, quote, being afforded substantially less time to prepare than the vast majority of defendants in federal capital cases. Tsarnaev is charged with 30 counts in the 2013 attack, 17 of which carry the potential of the death penalty. Because prosecutors are seeking capital punishment in this case, there are unusual steps, legal steps that are rarely seen. Target 12 investigator Tim White is here to explain how that complicated process all works.
The decision to impose the death penalty must be unanimous by the jury. One holdout can be the difference between capital punishment or life behind bars.
Few people will ever face the responsibility that 12 jurors in the trial of Dzhokhar Tsarnaev may have to.
You know, we not only want you to take yourselves out of your lives for 3 or 4 or 5 months, but at the end of it all, we want you to vote up or down on whether we put someone to death. That's just, it's an enormous responsibility.
Former Rhode Island U.S. Attorney Robert Correnti says in a normal federal criminal case, there is one trial where a jury decides if a defendant is guilty or not guilty, and a judge imposes the sentence.
What we have in a capital case is essentially 2 trials.
Correnti says it is usually the same jury used in the main trial, and again they will hear evidence from both sides. The defense may use the defendant's mental health at the time of the crime.
That jury then is asked to sift through all of these factors and any others that the parties want to bring in and ultimately boil it all down to one question: do we impose the death penalty? It's a massive responsibility.
Massachusetts has banned the death penalty, so any sentence would have to be imposed in another part of the country.
There is always the potential that a plea deal could be reached before trial, but Correnti says if Tsarnaev is found guilty, the entire process could take years, with appeals factored in. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.
And count on Eyewitness News for in-depth coverage of the Boston Marathon bombings trial. We'll continue to track each development leading up to the trial and bring you live coverage from federal court once it begins. You can see it all right here on WPRI 12 and on our website, WPRI.com.